It's Transformers 96 here, and then the video review. This time we have the Star Wars The Black Series First Order TIE Fighter pilot. So, here he is. This figure, I believe, is from Wave 3, might be from Wave 4 of the Black Series, though I'm a little confused as to which wave this guy is in. Originally, I thought it was Wave 3, but I am seeing a lot of people posting things about Wave 4 and including him in Wave 4, so I'm not quite sure about that. I did find this at a Walmart, though. Both Wave 3 and Wave 4 do seem to be released at most Walmarts, so if you're looking for ASTI, General Hux, this guy, or the Resistance Trooper, those Walmart's is going to be where you're going to want to start hunting for him at the moment. So here he is. Overall, I've never been a big fan of the look of the TIE Fighters from the original trilogy or from the new Force Awakens. However, when I saw this guy in package, he just looked really nice. I wasn't planning on getting this guy, but when I saw him in stores, I was really like, that's a solid looking figure. So I did pick him up, and I'm quite happy that I did to say so. So let's go over the costume here. As you can see, the helmet is quite nice. It does look like a kind of like a tweaked Stormtrooper type of look. It obviously has a base Stormtrooper design, but it has an extra kind of goggle section up top, it almost looks like, and then it has the ports just like the Flame Troopers as well as Snow Troopers, but it does have a hose connected from the port to this pack here at the chest. And of course, in the original trilogy, the First Order, or not First Order, but the TIE Fighter pilots had two hoses. So in this new movie, they do just have the one hose, which, I think looks decent. I think the two hoses just looks a little cooler, but the one hose is definitely better for posing options with your figures. So that is something nice about the new design of the pilots. The head sculpt, the paint on it is really just a glossy black, which looks good, and then it has like a very dark, also glossy eye visors or eye glass, whatever you want to call it. It's very hard to see, definitely in just a regular collection. This figure is just going to look completely black. It's one of the reasons that I don't like the look of the TIE Fighter pilots, because they're just completely black. I feel like their costume just completely blends in together, so you really can't even get an appreciation to what's happening here. At least with the Stormtroopers, they're white and then they have black highlights, and you can really see the details quite well. This is just different shades of black, so it really just blends all in together, and you really can't get appreciation for what you're looking at. But I do like the fact that it's not, obviously not just the same shade of black. The actual cloth costume underneath is done very nicely. It's got a ton of wrinkles. I'm really always have been impressed with the Black Series when it comes to their costume sculpts. I think that they really do sculpt the wrinkles and everything in extremely well, and it does come across as very realistic looking, which is really nice. And then you have armor on top of that. The armor is done in a very high gloss paint, while the actual cloth, or what's supposed to be cloth, piece of the figure is done in, it still is kind of shiny, but it's definitely not as high gloss as the boots, arm pads, shoulder pads, chest pad, and helmet. So at least there is a slight variation as far as the type of paint that's used, and it's not just the same shade of black. I do like the First Order symbols on the shoulders. I think that looks quite nice. And just completely, it's just a really nice looking figure in general, and I am, pretty impressed that I did pick it up, and I'm pretty happy with it, just because it has an interesting design once you can really get appreciation for the details. Articulation is pretty good. It's standard Black Series. He has a ball hinge neck. Because of the hose, it doesn't really hinder him looking down or up. The hindrance with looking down or up is just based on the actual restrictions of the joint. As you can see, this is about as far up as you're going to get, and this is as far down. So it doesn't look very down very far, but it does look up pretty decent. And then he does go side to side. Obviously, the hose is really quite pliable. It's just gonna, this is about as far to the right that he can look. But he can look quite far to the left. So his head really isn't restricted because of this, because obviously you can't do a 360, but I don't know why you'd want to do that. This isn't a horror movie figure. You do have ball hinge shoulders, hinge swivel elbows, hinge swivel wrist. He's got a ball jointed upper torso, ball jointed thighs with thigh swivel, double hinge knees, and hinge pivoting ankles. So articulation is, of course, standard Black Series, which is pretty decent. Just, of course, I would like some double hinge elbows. Really doesn't matter too much on this guy, though. He does come with one accessory unnecessary. His just a pistol. You know, I don't think we've ever seen a TIE fighter pilot actually just use their pistol, but they all come with them. You know, every toy of a TIE fighter pilot has its signature pistol, and they don't even have holsters for it. So, you know, I don't know why they all come with a pistol. I guess if you're gonna release a trooper, he has to come with a gun. The pistol looks quite nice. It's painted, and it has a base black color, then some of the panels on it have a gloss black, and then it does have a little bit of silver detail in it. It looks good, and you know, it's nice if you just have them displayed just right here, but if you do have the actual TIE fighter, then of course it's just unnecessary because you can have them in the cockpit. Overall, really nice looking figure. I actually do like it a lot. It's, of course, like I said, one that I wasn't planning on getting, but when I saw it in stores, it just actually did look pretty interesting, and pretty nice. So if you do, I would recommend this for anybody who's a big Trooper fan. If you have the actual TIE Fighter, it comes with the TIE Fighter pilot, obviously with the red stripes. I guess that's like a TIE Fighter pilot commander or something, I'm not quite sure. So if you do already have that set, you already have a TIE Fighter. This is, of course, the same thing with slightly different paint, and it's just slightly different paint at that. So I wouldn't say that this is, you know, necessarily one for you. And it's not like I wouldn't consider the TIE Fighter pilots to be an army builder either. You know, I really don't. I wouldn't have any need to get more of these guys. The Stormtroopers, I can see why you'd want to army build them, but the pilots, it just doesn't make sense. So I would really just recommend this if you want a representation of the pilot and you don't plan on getting the actual TIE Fighter itself, which is, in my case, what's going to happen. I mean, if I do find the TIE Fighter on a super large discount, I get it, but it's just way too big for me to purchase. It's just, I have nowhere to display it anyway, so that's why I am not picking up the actual TIE Fighter itself, and opted to just get the pilot as a representation of that character. So there you go, that's my review of the Star Wars The Black Series First Order TIE Fighter pilot. Thanks so much for watching.